Alright, I think I did it. I think I am live. I think we are live. Flying by the seat of my pants, of our pants. As this is my way. Let's see here. Here we go. How do you do, folks? Raymond sitting here with the weird orange lighting. I didn't really think this through. I tried some filters. Now I'm more orange than I want to be. Well, what are you going to do? Let's see if I can move some lighting around here. This would probably make me more orange. Alright, so yeah, that makes me more orange. Yeah, what are you going to do? How do you do, folks? It is Tuesday, October 15th, trying to make Tuesday suck less and a holiday theme. Hopefully, I didn't know if we were going to be able to stream this week, and I thought, fuck it. I always say I'm not ready. And then Richter, he's an enabler. He says, fuck it, just go for it. And so I'm going to be winging it here. I'm trying to keep things Halloweeny. And on the scary side, I was working on an Amish ghost story, and I printed it out to read some of it to you, but I unplugged the printer the other day and I never plugged it back in. So yeah, the Amish struggling with electric is real, and I got a couple, three, four things to talk about here. Let's see. First and foremost, if I don't know what day it was, but if you had a chance to see the Northern Lights, it's in Emmaus, Pennsylvania, Allentown area, the Northern Lights were out. Whatever night of the week, Mrs. Comic fired up the family. I think you all remember that. We went and celebrated her birthday out in Erie on the beach for the eclipse. So we have a little group of like-minded folks, family, that were excited. And Mrs. Comic said the craziest thing. I don't know if you got to see it or not, but it's actually kind of a cool thing, and it's a crazy thing. Let's see. I don't know where the hell I let my phone go. Let's see. Oh, here's my phone. All right. So what's really crazy, and mostly nobody in our circle knew this, except for Mrs. Comic, that when the Northern Lights that we just had in the location that we just had, Lehigh Valley, you couldn't see them if you just looked up in the sky, unless you were looking through your phone, and even then, your phone camera, then you couldn't see it either. You actually have to take a picture, and we kind of looked like idiots running around, because if people didn't know it was Northern Lights, they wouldn't be able to see that that's what it was. So you would take a guess as to where they were, and you just hold up and you just take pictures. We got a lot of pictures of really nothing, but when they hit, they really hit. It was actually kind of rather amazing. So the birthday eclipse party roared to life. Our daughter invited us over to her place because there's darker surroundings there. That's where the car broke down, so I can vouch for it being out in the middle of nowhere. And it was just absolutely incredible to see. And again, it's a little crazy because you look up and you couldn't see them. Then you take pictures and you couldn't see it in your phone until it was actually a picture. So that was really exciting. And then on the way back home from there over in Bethlehem, I had this genius idea to try to see if the Northern Lights were visible behind steel stacks. Now that beautiful lighting there, that's all steel stacks. So I didn't really notice seeing the skies lit up a teeny little bit, but that might be reflection from the steel stacks lighting. So if you got to see Northern Lights, that's fantastic. If you didn't, well, we didn't really have much way to warn you. Well, I'm talking about some other fun things here. Let me get some plugs out of the way. I'm going right to, well, I can find it. Let's see here. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Okay, so my horror flick pick of the week is an oddball one. It's actually two things. One of the greatest vampire films ever made was Nosferatu. And our daughter's got us into watching VHS tapes, and the VHS tapes have crazy commercials for obscure films that I never heard of. One such film is Shadow of the Vampire. It's John Malkovich and Willem Dafoe. It is a made up story based on the actual filming of Nosferatu, and apparently the Nosferatu actor was scaring everybody, and they were thinking he was an actual vampire because I didn't actually see this yet, but it's on our to-do list. But the trailer was incredible because the director was like, "Well, you're not actually biting the neck, which is bizarre instruction that you would have to give the vampire." So that's going to be a fun, scary watch. And the other thing I wanted to plug is I like to plug stuff that I never heard of and possibly that you never heard of, but that has me neglecting some classics. One of the classics is this beauty right here. Freaks is one of the absolute scariest films that I have ever seen. It's black and white. Back in the old hippie days, you couldn't just see it any which way but loose. You'd have to drive to Philly and see it in a TLA theater down there. What brought this to mind was my buddy Grady Hendrix, the horror movie author, had just posted it. He'd never seen it. That shocked the hell out of me. How somebody into horror like that, he'd never seen it on account of it was too scary. I don't know if it traumatized him. I do think he watched it and he posted after that, so I think he recovered. So classics, Freaks, and if you've seen Nosferatu, check out Shadow of the Vampire, and that's all my plugging for horror right now. Um, what I did want to talk about this week also was, let's see here, bibbity bobbity boo. Uh, Really things that scare us. Okay, so check this out. This is kind of great. Let's see. Caesar has been ridiculously helpful in the setup. Now, the lighting here is far better. That's what you should be seeing, but I don't know why you don't see this fabulous lighting right now. And if you want to see I Spy a Cat right there, Caesar is helping me. And that gets to the heart of what scares. I'm talking about different things that scare us this week. Caesar is a big cat, and we have not yet clipped his fingernails or toenails or whatever the hell they are. When he wants to play, he wants to play. These curtains drive him nuts. And so he was there, you could see him, and he could have come at me at any second. So there's that lighting right there. And he could terrorize this thing here tonight, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see, I got one more thing here. Let's see. Oh, I didn't get to put any good cat videos in here or anything, so we might do some reruns. Um, so some of my live stream stuff is specific to people. I always like Clee's sister. I got some Clee's sister stories, and they're reruns, but we like when I tell real. I think we do. Richter, my Twin Peaks buddy, is. Let me give you a little backstory. Here is that um, some of the internet social media has broken me as far as all the hating and the political bickering and all this and that happy horse shit. So I tend to just hide from it. So what I've been trying to do is stick my head in there and keep my head in the ball game where um, I can put something positive into the universe or whatever. So there's some great, really great horror movie things to follow on Twitter, and they posted this. Okay, so they posted this Frankenstein coffee first, terrorize the village later. I shared this, Richter, and I tagged all the Twin Peaks people and David Lynch and Kyle MacLachlan and said, damn fine cup of coffee, damn fine coffee, just that. And they went nuts. I got retweeted and they hit it with hearts. Um, Something that makes me a little goofy and googly eye. I get starstruck when the big shots retweet a thing that I tweeted or hit it with a heart. So that's pretty badass. So I did that, and then there was I thought I had something else here. Where the hell is it? I don't know. I'm all over the place, but never mind that. So I'm back here now. Let's get back to things that scare us. We definitely love horror. We love scary movies. And Caesar's running around scaring me right now. Well, what makes me think about what scares us? Now, when I watch horror movies, sometimes they scare me, sometimes they don't, because they have formulas, and they do the tension music, and they do the thing where when the person walks in from this room into that room, they're gonna get stabbed, and then they don't, and then they stop the scary music, and then you take a breath, and then they scare the fuck out of them. So that's a fun thing to watch games here. I'm gonna be here. Let's see here. I'm gonna put this on for you. I'll put this on because I'm gonna read a text message from our daughter. Right here, talking about horror movies. Our daughter, she has Creep Show on for background. That's another one that we actually love. I'm gonna tell her your father is working. Let's see. I will report Creep Show. Oh wait, it's taking me too long to spell. Right, there's that. Okay, so what's important about that is, Mr. Unprofessional Interrupter, um, we oftentimes do a 1, 2, 3 play watch with our daughter. What are you watching tonight? And we try to sync it up. It's a fun way to watch some scary stuff if you aren't there with the person right there. So she popped on Creep Show, and which we happen to love. It's very comic book. It's very cartoony. So that's a fun watch. So some stuff is so much fun, but you don't have time to watch everything. So we pop on some background fun horror stuff there. My bra strap's falling down here again. But now, as far as horror movies go, um, that's obvious what scares us. But there's a lot of things in your daily life that scare us. And I made a couple of notes here. Some fun things that scare us is, and it's personal for everyone else. I am very sensitive to noises and sounds. So this quiet room, you could scare the fuck out of me by putting a cup down loud or bumping into something, crashing into something. I scared Caesar today from a nap on that sofa when I dropped a aerosol can in a teeny little one up in the bathroom, and it landed on another little tin container. It made a pretty loud racket. That pissed off Caesar. He started growling. So now I know one thing that scares Caesar is if I drop an aerosol can on a tin can in the bathroom, I know that I will have pissed off my cat. Now, more fun things that scare me, possibly you too, is we do not really get unscheduled company. If somebody's coming, then we know about it. So a thing that scares the fuck out of Mrs. Comic and I is an unscheduled visit. Knock at the door, a ding dong at the doorbell. It's like, fuck me in a bucket of goo. Who the fuck would come here by surprise? Because I am an asshole. I have one-way film treatment on the front door. I can just go stand there and look and report it to Mrs. Comic and decide whether I want to fucking open or not. Unscheduled visits always scare the fuck out of us. It's bad if it's a salesman. It's bad if it's a solicitor. It's worse if it's somebody that I know that knows that I don't like fucking surprise visits and they just fucking show up to scare the fuck out of me. And there's different versions of that. My brother-in-law will stop. Well, hi there. Caesar's trying to get in on the action here. He will stop and beep the horn. Now, I'm changing the subject here because this is a bent sword Halloween decoration that Caesar decided was going to be the greatest thing that he'd ever seen in his life. I risked life and limb by playing with Caesar's sword. That's only slutty, Richter, if you make it so. So get your mind out of the gutter. I don't know where the hell he went. He'll wait until I relax, and then he's gonna come flying and scare the fuck out of me. That's what's gonna happen there. So that's the other thing. And that's not even a thing that scares me. Caesar has this magic ability to want to play specifically with me when I have something to do. Setting up the live stream, let's get a game going. I'm actually streaming live now. He doesn't want to come in the stream, just let's fucking get a game going. So that's not a thing that's scary. It's just, you know, bad timing in the cat world there.
He likes the Halloween lights.
He does like, I didn't hear what you said.
He likes the Halloween lights.
He does like the Halloween lights, Mrs. Comic said, but I'm farther away. Bear this in mind, I'm 2 chair lengths back right now. He does like the Halloween lights. I just believe it is a matter of time before he jumps up there and swats at them, and then we're going to have to take those suckers down. Now, I did a dumb thing, because I took my pen out, and that's my bookmark. So that's a scary thing that I'm streaming live, and I won't be able to find my spot, and that happens mostly every fucking week. Fun things that scare the fuck out of us. Especially in this town, if it'll be late at night, it's quiet, we don't have a lot of traffic, and one of those cars that goes by with those big fucking loud mufflers out of nowhere rumbles the fuck. We got old heavy windows and they actually rumble when shit like that goes by. That scares the fuck out of us. Our daughter dinged us back here. So, I mean, where do you get live entertainment like this? Man, reading text messages from his daughter. That's fantastic. Oh, she sent me oh my God. This is incredible. Okay, so you have to understand that I'm silly and immature. In Creepshow, we have a couple of different things that we like. One is the Father's Day thing, and the father wants his cake, Bedelia, and it's a whole big thing. And there's name brand actors in there, and they're terrible in this thing. And that's the thing. It's not even Father's Day, but I have to watch that. Another one that's cool about the Creepshow is we watch it for years and years, and our daughter has grown up. And I'm sitting here one day, and there's one about Leslie Nielsen's in it, and Ted Danson, and it's at the beach, and he's whoring around. Ted Danson's whoring around with Leslie Nielsen's wife, and he wants a little vengeance, and some horrible justice is made on the beach. And after years and years and years of watching this thing, and it became a classic for us, I said to our daughter, I said, you know, we've been on that beach. We could drive to that beach, and boy, did we get hell. She said, what the hell are you waiting 10 years to tell me we could go to that beach? So we drove to that beach. It is Long Island Beach State Park. It is it's a preserve. And so it's on the Jersey Shore, but it's fenced off, and there's no boardwalk in there. It's a beautiful place to see the ocean. It was a brilliant place to film. So they made it seem like this guy owned this thing. So we actually went there because we're silly and immature. And I won't tell you what happened. Other than that, I'm silly and immature enough to go to the spot where that was, which is another fun thing to do. Blairstown is also where there's some Friday the 13th filming went over there. So you can actually, it's kind of fun to go to places where the scary shit either was filmed or you can go there. And I mean, you can get sucked in. Sometimes they have shit to sell you, but that's a lot of fun. Back to things that scare us. Flickering lights, they don't actually scare us. We view that as we're getting messages from our angels and other in the universe. And they flick the lights a lot. Pay attention to how lights flick in your life, specific to what you're talking about or whatever's going on. Somebody might be trying to give you a signal. My mother-in-law, Joyce, she's been dicking with me for years from the other side. She flicks lights on and off. She fucks with sometimes projects, and 3-4 times when I'm doing something, and then I'll say, all right, Joyce, I get it, very funny. And then all of a sudden the thing is fucking fixed. So that's some fun shit. Back to some more surprising shit that scares the fuck out of us, and you don't know it does. but I'm going to tell you that it does. You're walking around in your house in your stocking feet and you step in something wet and you don't know what the fuck it is. And the first thing you think is cat throw up, dog throw up, cat shit, cat throw up, cat shit, dog shit, whatever the fuck it is. And when you figure out all that shit, that it isn't, it's actually kind of a relief that it's water. Even though that you just stepped in water, now your sock is wet. It's terrible. What I do, and I haven't done it for a while because I know if I know that I'm doing something stupid too often, even I will adjust my behavior. I love ice cubes in my drink. I'm very sloppy, old school. We don't have an ice maker. We use the cube tray. Remember in the live stream I taught you how to make ice because everybody's too fucking stupid. They don't know how to make ice, right? So that's the kind of information you get here. And I'm sloppy with it, and small fragments of ice could fly onto the floor. Now, when it gets to be nighttime, I'll put on some nice thick slipper socks. I'll go and my foot will find where an ice cube fell at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then I'll have to change my slipper socks. Caesar was creeping around here. He was preparing to scare me. So that can scare the fuck out of us. Now, let's see here. Oh, I'm going back way, way, way long ago. Mrs. Comic will remember this story, but she has no fucking idea that I'm going to tell her this. If you have uh, bags in your home that have been in a spot, a cellarway is a good place. You have a bag hanging in the cellarway for like fucking 10 years, and you don't even really know what's in there anymore, and it's up a little high. This was back in hell, this wasn't here. I reached into this bag without fucking looking, and I fucking screamed bloody murder. My hair fucking went up in the air. I pissed my pants. I fucking shit on the floor. I almost fell down the fucking steps. And she's there, what? Because she's here, Mrs. Comic hears me screaming. I just put my hand in a fucking human brain. There's a fucking head in this bag, and I fucking put my head. There's a head decomposing in this fucking bag, and I put my fingers right through its fucking skull. I feel socket. I feel brain. Is it the fucking worst thing? I don't know. When I picked that fucker out of there, what it was potatoes had been in there for a while and they had sprouted.
No, it was corn they used for tic-tacking.
It was corn. Mrs. Comic just said it was corn they used for tic-tacking, but it sprouted. It wasn't the fun throwing corn anymore. It had brains and vines and all kinds of fucking crazy shit. And just remembering that now will give me fucking nightmares tonight yet. So shit that scares you around there. I actually made a note there. Rotten potatoes. I wrote potatoes, it's actually corn. Sprouted. That's fun shit. Now, also, a few of these things I learned from Clee's sisters. Scary shit is, you can't go wrong if you're doing Halloween stuff. A body with no head, fucking scary. A head with no body, scary. It's basic scare 101. Shit out of proportion is fucking scary. Again, I learned this from Clee. One leg big and fat and the other one a stick. It's fucking scary. Fucking scary. Just proportions. Clee taught me that. Proportions out of whack are fucking scary. Yeah. Even if you're drawing. He taught me this. Okay, there's my head and there's my eyes. Now, when we draw, if you move these eyes down, fucking scary. If you move them up in the forehead, fucking scary. Proportions out of fucking whack, scary as fuck. Let's see here. More fun stuff that scares the fuck out of us. If you have something to do that's important, it could be anything. Going to pick someone up, an appointment, driver's license that you gotta fucking renew, some sort of appointment, and you lose track of what day it is, and you go, oh fuck, I missed that yesterday, and then it wasn't. So it's scare the fuck out of you. It usually happens on garbage night. And if you miss a garbage night, who gives a fuck? But if it's something that's more serious, that can scare the actual fuck out of you right there. More shit that can scare us is we have critters running around here. Caesar makes weird noises. They're fun and they scare us a little bit, but any kind of animal from outside that makes a scary noise, like cats coming around and fucking fighting and making cat sounds, that's not a problem. Or dogs barking. But every so often, these outside fucking animals have some kind of weird sound that they make that just fucking scares the flying fuck out of us. Now that goes back to our rescue cat, our daughter and her partner, saving Rico. Rico screams like a fucking pterodactyl because they gotta keep it in a like a big dog cage because it can't get along with the other cat and it's in a sunroom and so. But when it hears you, it starts screaming. Now the cat Hank, our grandson that lives in the house, he started to hear Rico's screaming dinosaur sounds, and he does them now in the morning too. So now they've got Rico going I want to get out, and Hank is now mimicking Rico in the morning just for fun. So that's fun. That scares the fuck out of them. So there we got that going on. Let's see here. Another thing that can scare the fuck out of us is we've all done it. You take the stairs into your home as you have 800 million billion fucking times, and you are surprised. You miscalculated because it's dark, and you thought there was one more step, and there wasn't. Your legs almost fucking break. They almost snap the fuck off. Especially when you're coming down. It's not so bad when you're going up. When you're coming down and you think there's another step and you hit floor. Holy fuck. And then I'll crash into shit and Mrs. Tommy, what, you're alright. Yeah, I'm alright, I'm just a fucking nitwit. So that's a fun thing that scares us at home. Here's something for vegetarians. Every vegetarian that I know, if I bit into meat, it wouldn't fucking matter because I'm vegetarian who could eat meat if I wanted to. But if you're a vegetarian or no hardcore vegetarian, every so often they think that they ate meat. And it is a fucking crisis. Mrs. Comic thought she ate meat because the fake meat was too good wherever the fuck we were. It was too good and she wouldn't eat it. I believe it was fake meat, but I don't fucking know. And a few years back, Mrs. Comic was at a family wahoo. It might have been a graduation party. I don't really remember. But she sent a text message to me. She said, I accidentally ate meat. And it was bacon dressing. I think it was on a salad or something. Just a bite. So there's some horror shows going on there. One of the absolute scariest things that there is. Hang on. It's me drinking this bourbon. Mrs. Comic's running off. She has a plan. I don't know what's going on. One of the scariest things that there possibly is running out of wine. Mrs. Comic Randy got some wine. She almost ran out. So, dolls. Dolls scare the fuck out of me. Holy shit. They just scare the living fuck out of me. And when the kids grow up and all the dolls are left behind, I've told that story where I stepped on a doll in a dark basement when the fuse box went on, and it said, you want to come play with me? Fuck no! And I fucking ran out of the... Actual just dolls laying around are really fucking scary. And then, I remember this, our daughter and our niece played with dolls all the time, and then they started to get older, and they started to mangle them and shit around Halloween. Like, especially if a doll would break, and then they would mangle it a little bit. Sometimes they would ask me if I could melt the leg. Of course I would help melt the leg. Why wouldn't I? But then you forget that you did that, and then 20 years on down the road, you find that same fucking doll in the basement with a melted leg, and you believe fucking Demon himself is down there, fucking Freddy Krueger, lighting fucking legs on fire. So that's some scary shit there. And all the doll shit brings me to one of the fucking scariest things that's ever happened to me is the ride at Disney. It's a small world. If you haven't been on it, it's the fucking scariest thing that there ever was. It's a boat that goes slower than walking. And it's a blind turn. You got to get on this thing, and you don't fucking know what's going to happen. And how scary could it be? It's fucking Disney. It's a small world. So you get in there, and once you're strapped in, you can't get off rides.
No.
Now, if you throw up or whatever, you can't fucking get off them. So when this thing goes around a turn, you are surrounded by literally thousands and fucking thousands of dolls. And it's 3, 4 stories high of them. There's no place where you can look where there are not doll faces staring at you. Small ones, big ones, medium sized, and they all have a fucking dead stare. And it's well documented that I had a nervous breakdown and I started to row out of this boat. And panic is contagious. So people are going, where did you get that? Or we want to help row out because we're fucking freaking out too. I'm not a Teletubby with a magic purse. I'm having a fucking panic attack. Rip an arm off a doll and help me row, you motherfuckers. I made that up, but that's a funny visual, isn't it? That's a funny story right there. Which brings me to Clee's sister and running around in the Halloween Clee days. Clee was, I love him so much. I miss him every day. Halloween was Clee. All things scary. He taught me everything about creating scary shit, embracing the scare. And we already back then were scared of dolls and fucking puppets and shit. Now, we ran around like a bunch of idiots, getting crunked up all night long. We come back to Clee's house proper. Clee's sister would be in there. She was a little kid fucking asleep upstairs. She had siblings asleep upstairs. The parents, fucking normal, leave it to beaver parents. You couldn't fucking rattle these people. Sweethearts they were. Nothing was supposed to be going on in that fucking Clee house at 2 o'clock in the fucking morning. Not just in October, any fucking month of the year. And one of them little fuckers, Clee and I thought for years that it was the brother, possibly Peter. But we fucking came in, and Victor, you back me up on this. When you're crunked up all night and you're floating, you don't need much help to see shit. So we come in there to a house that should be dark, and a puppet, one of them fucking Walter Winchell fucking puppets with a top hat and a suit and a fucking monocle, was sitting upright in a lazy boy with its fucking feet up, watching TV with a fucking remote control in his hand, and it's handing another fucking bowl of popcorn that was freshly fucking popped. We fucking screamed and we fucking ran, and when we regrouped and we came in there to look around what the fuck was going on here, and we couldn't figure it out for years and years and years. And in a recent stream, Clee's sister came out of the closet eating popcorn. She said it wasn't Peter, it was me. Fucking women are smarter than men. She fucking pranked us. That was one of the greatest scares of my entire fucking life. You cannot buy a scare like that. And that's what we do. We pay to be scared. Scary movies, roller coasters, spook houses. You cannot pay someone to scare the fuck out of you with a puppet with a remote control eating fucking popcorn at fucking 3 o'clock in the morning. Its hand was in the fucking popcorn bowl. Really fucking well done. But that's impressive. That is an impressive prank right there. Absolutely incredible. So now that was fun shit there. But let's see here. Caesar is holding a box. It's not really scary, except if you would come over here and we didn't tell you what was happening. He gets these boxes to play in. Cats love them, but he has to put holes in them with his teeth, and he goes all around, and he's very good at it. So that kind of shit can scare the fuck out of you. So there's that. And of course, there's the story of, let's see, I don't want to lose too much stuff here. There is the story of scaring the fuck out of Clee proper years ago. And this one was so good that we kind of sort of felt bad that it happened. Now, not here, but where I used to live, paper thin walls. You could hear shit all the time. And when it was late, though, nobody was up but us. And so we were pretty lit, as it were. And we're sitting around, and there's an upstairs toilet, and there's a downstairs toilet. And so Clee wanted to use the downstairs toilet because we were insisting he should use the upstairs one. That's Clee. You had to know him to appreciate if you goad him into going up, he will definitely go down. But it came with a warning that the reason he should go up is that there was a baby murdered in our basement in 1912 in this on this fucking night. And every year on this night, the baby comes back to haunt us. So we have an arrangement. We don't fucking go down there when the baby cries, and then the next day everything is fine. So what we did not tell Clee was that next door, the Siamese cats were put in the basement next door for the night, and they hated it, and they fucking cried all night at that fucking wall, and we could hear them. So Clee went down. He didn't make it to the toilet. He ran up the steps, white as a fucking ghost. And of course, we were like, we don't have to ask you what happened. The crying baby was down there, wasn't it? And he really was shaken by this. I think he actually wound up going upstairs to pee, and to the shame of me, I never let him off the hook. I think to this day he would have thought, "Fuck me in a bucket of goo. That's a crying baby down there." So that was a fun scare down there. Now back to some horror movie watching fun. I saw a funny thing on Twitter that somebody said Dracula could have been the shortest horror film ever made, and they have a still, and the guy who's going into the Dracula vampire castle, somebody tells him, "Don't go in there, just go home." And he said, if he would have listened, fucking would have been a short movie. So that had me thinking when I'm watching these scary movies and shit, they all fucking do it when the lunatic is calling them, and they say, "Don't call me anymore," and then they fucking call, and I can see you, and they fucking answer, and I'm like, and it's not always a house phone. It's like a cell phone. I'm like, block the fucking number, for fuck's sake. Block the fucking number. What? Stop calling me. I'll block your fucking number. Then they can show the ghoul out going, "Motherfucker, they blocked my fucking call." They're gonna have to ding dong your doorbell. That'll fucking scare them. So sometimes technology fucks up what can scare us. So the people making scary movies, and even if they're using cell phones, had not figured out call blocking. So once they do, that's going to fuck up some storylines right there. Let's see. Boo. Oh, I'll tell you something that scares the fuck out of both Mrs. Comic and myself, is that Caesar has something that he really loves. He's been trained to come on our laps. I call them licking sticks. They are not that. But that's what that is. It's a churro cat treat, and we live in complete terror that we will fucking be out of these.
If they ever go out of business, we'll be
screwed. If they ever go out of business, we'll be screwed. We sometimes can't get from one room in the house to another one without a licking stick, because he's ready for them. And if we don't have one ready, we fucking hear about it. And sometimes it's upstairs, and he'll follow us up. And the licking stick, you don't give him a whole one, but just a little taster to get us to the downstairs. On such day, when we run out of licking sticks, we will actually have to leave our homes, hop in a car, and go to our cat watchers and beg them for licking sticks, or go break into our daughter's home and get some licking sticks over there. So that's actually a surprise thing that scares us, that really shouldn't scare us. And I'm waving this thing around now. I'm surprised he's over, but he's putting holes in box. So there's that. Right now, let's see here. I don't know what the hell's going on. My bra strap keeps falling out. I was hoping this ghost story would print out. And I have somewhere I'm going to file with all my fun Halloween stuff. I'm still working on developing comedy about haunted Amish farm tours because I believe they're really fucking scary. They don't have all the lighting that the city has, and so when an Amish farm goes dark, it really goes fucking dark. The premise of the bit would be I will book Amish haunted Amish farm tours and I won't have to fucking do anything except collect money at the front gate and just wait till like 10 o'clock when it's dark. Any Amish have gone to bed at 8:30. I send them into the cornfield and they'll say, is there a corn maze? Yeah, just follow Zook with the fucking sickle. You can go down in the basement in the root cellar and see shit that's pickled, pig's feet pickled in a jar, scary as fuck. So I haven't figured out how to crack that haunted Amish farm tour, haunted Amish farm tour. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So I'm working on that. And then here's a thing that I'm very proud of also. Uh, when I first got into the city life here, I'm one of the first nearest and dearest in my life. Clee befriended me. We were having all kinds of fun. And he actually wanted to run around as a grown up and Tic Tac. That's how we had a fucking bag of corn. I put my hand in it, turned into a fucking brain. And I used to tease him, look, I'm fucking throwing corn all my life. I don't want to fucking do it for fun. Let's step this game up a little bit. So we collectively invented a thing which I call porch stomping. Because we are idiots and we're immature and you have to make sure you find Emmaus is jam packed with houses that are perfect for porch stomping. I wouldn't try it anymore. I think people would probably shoot at us. But what you want to do is find a house with a big fucking front wooden porch, preferably 2 or 3 steps that go up. Ideally, a corner home where that wooden porch goes around a turn. It goes around the corner that's at the front of the house and it's at the side of the house. And you sneak up. The more people you have, the better. And you wait till it's late and you jump up and down and you land on that fucking porch and it's as loud as fucking noise that there ever was. And if you can boom, 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 boom around the corner and then fucking tear ass out of there and hide in the bushes. When they come out, there's fucking nothing there. And they heard thunder and it scared the fuck out of them. And I apologize now if I gave anybody a heart attack. We might have stopped a pacemaker or two. I don't know. Plus, also, if you're the victim of porch stomping, I don't really know how you would report that to the police. I heard a noise. That's what happens all the time. You get fucking scared. I heard a noise. What the fuck was it? I don't know. It was loud. Banging. Was it an explosion? Not really. Was it a gun? No. It was just like boom, boom, boom. What the fuck kind? I don't really know. I don't know what. Oh, fuck you. I'm not done telling stories yet. You're not the boss of me.
You can hear Caesar chewing on the box.
You can hear Caesar chewing on the box. That's fucking. He's chewing on the box right by the camera. That's fucking amazing. That's a high quality camera there that our brainiac son Alvin, fucking Mensa genius, he's at my computer with. He told me to get that. That's why, because he said you can use any camera you want, but if you want a high quality one that will pick up your cat chewing holes in a box sometime on Halloween, that's the one that you want. So porch stomping, shout out to Clee, and again, I want to really rock the Clee stories in October. Again, we spent Halloween and Clee's birthday on fucking cemetery, which again, those are the good old days. I don't know if they tolerate that as much anymore. Plus, also, I don't know if they will tolerate 66-year-old me doing the stuff that 21-year-old me did. Let's face it, 19, 20 years old, you could do any kind of fucking dumb shit that you want and talk your fucking way out. I have to be very careful because I forgot about that. When I go back and I do all this shit, I can't just tell the cops, well, it's the thing we used to do with Clee. It's a fucking anniversary on the cemetery. And we used to always come here and smoke dope on the cemetery. And we're just paying tribute to our dearly departed friend, if you don't fucking mind. I don't think that will work because we pulled shit off all the fucking time. I was trying, we used to drive around in the snow, and we should, that's right, there's the Clee. It's so nice to have Clee's sister in here. She didn't even hear half these stories. Well, she has now because I'm on reruns, um, but I didn't make any of them up. And one story leads to the fucking next. It's absolutely incredible. So, well, we went on these adventures, and then she was a little leery about driving in the snow. I said, "You can drive in the snow. I'll show you how to drive in the snow." Right in this fucking town. Um, there's about 4, 5, 6 inches of snow on the ground. I had a small, I think it was a Datsun, a car that shifts. It was bad in the snow. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. Didn't have snow tires on or nothing. So he was worried we'd skid and smash into something. So I was actually trying to show him what would happen if we were spinning and sliding on snow and ice. And I think you're supposed to turn in the direction of the slide, which doesn't make any fucking sense. And you might not be able to figure that out if you're dyslexic anyway. But so I went late at night on the playground with snow on a fucking school playground because you could just drive right on them. The alley's here and the playground's there. There's no sidewalk or nothing. You just fucking drive in it. And I was doing donuts in the school parking lot with Clee in the fucking snow. We were lit to say to beat the band. We were all crunked up. And the cop came in and the lights were flashing and he absolutely thought we were drunk. And with confidence, I told him we were not drinking, which we weren't. We were, look out. And so I explained this to him. I don't know how potheads are now, but we were fucking sharp. We would think and function. So the cop asked me what I was doing, and I told him, I said, I'm new at driving in the snow, and I'm worried I'm going to cause a big accident. So what I'm doing is practicing sliding and slipping and recovering. And he goes, yeah, okay. But you can't do that here, okay? All right, thank you. I fucking got out of it. Now, wait, I got another message coming in here. There's that. Oh my God, there is. I don't know if I'll be able to show you this. Let's see. Can you see that? Well, our daughter Lizzie just sent us the Father's Day cake. It's a spoiler. It's a Father's Day cake, and there's a head. It's made of head. Again, this goes back to Clee 101. It's made of head. Check out Creep Show. It's very cartoony, but it's a good watch. And that gets me to something else, which actually is kind of, now that I think about it, was critical in me winding up with Mrs. Comic because I hadn't met her yet, and Clee and I were knuckleheads, and there was no internet. You couldn't rent movies. Anything you watched was on fucking TV, and you couldn't record it. When it was on, you had to fucking watch it. They'd make announcements. Wizard of Oz would be on. Then you fucking know. If you missed it, you missed it. So Clee and I had a double date. I had never been out with this girl before, and Clee had been going out with this girl on and off. Was a friend for me, I guess. Well, we were supposed to leave. Again, we were at Clee's house upstairs at the proper time of day when nobody was scaring the fuck out of us with puppet hands and bowls of popcorn. And Little Shop of Horrors was on TV, the old black and white, while we were losing our fucking minds. And we decided, because we were idiots, we would rather piss off our dates than miss Little Shop of Horrors. And if we would have gone on that date, who knows what would have happened? I don't know, but we picked, Clee and I picked Little Shop of Horrors classic over going out to take these girls out. So I believe that was it for me. You know, when you hook someone up with someone and then they say, well, no, there was something on TV, you're fucking done. You're done. Let's face it, you're done. You can't recover from that. It's not like I had a stomach ache or I hurt my toe or I, whatever. So that did it. But if you haven't seen Little Shop of Horrors classic, it's more comedy than horror, but it's really fun. Not the musical. The music, all this came before the musical. So check that out. I don't really have too much else to tell you. Uh, I'm glad we streamed tonight. I didn't have anything ready, but it's Halloween season, and I thought we could just fuck around here a little bit. I like this being back in this Black Lodge here a teeny tiny little bit. That's good fun. Um, I know as soon as I hang up, and it's not really that you hang up, but that's what I'm thinking. As soon as I hang up, I'll think of some cool fucking shit. Let's see here. Caesar's watching me.
That hissing thing you were going to say, but you don't have to.
Oh, he's hissing.
No, you were going to.
Oh my God, yeah, Mrs. Comic, thank you. She reminds me of shit, and I don't know what she's talking about right away, but then I figure it out. So, okay, so this window behind me, that's Bearcat window, right? So we don't actually see Bearcat too much from this window, but when it's out there, you bet your ass Caesar will figure it out. So Caesar will go flying at that window, climbing up the window. You've seen videos of him climbing up the window. And so he gets real pissy about me taking food out for other cats, and rightly so. I mean, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind if Mrs. Comic was taking my bourbon across the street to the neighbor. Where the fuck you going with my bourbon, motherfucker? I lose my fucking mind. That's what he does. He's like, so I don't got this back door anymore. I sneak around the front to get food to Bearcat, but when it's daylight, Caesar's at that window and he can see me, and I can't hear him, but he can see me, and he does. Last couple days he's caught me because I got lazy about how I sneak, and when he sees me, he hisses, and he does his biggest. I wish I could hear it, but his face opens up like a fucking lion, as big as I've ever seen it. And for a long time, it's not just open and closed. It's I hear it fucking going like this. Holy motherfucker. And then when I come in, then I get a bag of shit from him yet. And he complains to me, and the motherfucker. So then I owe him something. Then I gotta get him a licking stick or something here. So what I think I'm gonna try to do is, where is he? Is he?
He's on the sofa there.
He's on the sofa. Oh, he's sleeping right there. The fucker also chases me around these sofas. If I sit on the wrong one, I gotta give him a licking stick. And then when I get up to get a bourbon, the fucker takes my comfy seat. So he's over there right now. I don't want to wake him up. Maybe next week we'll have a licking stick here. That's all my excitement for this week. I don't really have anything left to tell you. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll try to keep a scary Halloween theme going on here. I have fun. Mrs. Comic has fun because when I babble, that's all I do. I think of shit that I forgot, and just now, like, the Clee stories are just fucking flying through me. They're not even actually Halloween related. Our buddy Frank, who's down in Florida, and that's a whole nother fucking worry because he was down there for all the hurricanes and shit. We ran around New York back in those days. Frank taught us that we don't have to just stay in this town. Fucking 18 years old, 19 years old. He has us driving around, fucking running around New York. And Clee was on a lot of these trips. And Frank was driving. Clee was in the back. And Frank was very upset because crazy driving in New York. And it wasn't in the thick of where everything was lit up. It was more around the business district where you can actually, I don't know if you've ever been up there. There's a big fucking building you can drive through. It's almost like a tunnel, but it's a building you can drive through it. And late at night, it's got an American Psycho dynamic about it. It's the business district, that's American Psycho. And we didn't exactly know where we were going, and there was no GPS, and no, so you had to really fucking pay attention. The car behind us was fucking on our ass, and it didn't have its fucking headlights on. And Frank was actually getting really stressed because you can't flick your headlights at someone who's fucking behind you. So Clee says very calmly, he said, "Don't worry, I'll take care of everything." We were too fucking stupid to ask what that meant. Knowing Clee, we should have asked, but it wasn't that bad. He actually solved the problem. In a second, the guy behind us turned his headlights on, and we laughed our fucking asses off. And we took us 30 seconds to stop laughing. You laugh so hard and then you choke. You see, what the fuck did you do to get that guy to turn his lights on? Frank had a box of Kleenex on the back fucking deck there. Clee always traveled with shit to cartoon and write with. He took a Sharpie out and he wrote on the bottom of this fucking Kleenex box and he held it up and it said, Moron Lights. That's how you end this live stream. We love yous. Have a great week. Don't be a dick to people. And we'll try so hard to stream next week. And I think I will try to not be so prepared. Because if this was fun, I wasn't really that prepared. So there's that. Let's see if I can leave you with this here. Where is this stream ending soon? I will leave you with right there. The Northern Lights. We were going to go see a comet the other night, but you have to get close to the horizon, and it makes us down in a fucking hole, and there's fucking mountains all over the place, so we drove around like assholes, and the more I drove us, the more trees we found, and the further down we went, so we didn't get to see the comet, but there you have the Northern Lights, and there you have the not Northern Lights. So thanks for tuning in. We love you, and we will see you seeing me